Okay, hey, what's up, guys? So, today is dedicated to questions and answers. So, I have taken the time to read through all the comments. I hope I haven't missed any because I went through all the comments through the videos that I have not answered since I've been down here in the Dominican. And I wrote down all the questions, and I'm just going to go off of the questions that I wrote down, and I'm just going to answer them. And then hopefully all of you dolls that actually ask the questions watches this video and you get your answers. But before I get started with all the questions, I wanted to make sure that I ask you guys, for those of you who haven't already, subscribe to the channel, please. That helps me, of course, by getting my subscribers up. I know it's probably a lot of people that are watching that just haven't subscribed, and I don't really say it often, so I just figured let me throw that out there. Please subscribe. Thank you. And then also, another thing I want to say before I get started answering these questions, I know a lot of you have made comments in regards to how my spirit is positive and, just how I'm dealing with things and so forth. I am trusting the process. And I know a lot of people say that, but a lot of people don't really actually know what that means to do that. And so when these things happen, I just remind myself, trust the process. Nothing is going to be easy. There's always a hiccup. You just have to overcome it. Just through life, I've learned to look at things a lot different than a lot of people, just due to the things that I've had to endure with going through life. So, my story has not always been easy. So with that being said, I don't get worked up and let things just take me out of character and out of my body over, little hiccups. My main thing is when something happens, I might, panic about it, feel some type of way for a little bit, but within the next couple minutes, I'm on to the solution. Because I can sit here, I can complain, I can cry, I can do all of these things, but that solves absolutely nothing. So if I take the amount of energy into complaining and crying and all of that into figuring out a solution, then I can resolve it at a quicker pace than if I was just going to sit up here and whine about it. So that's just how I think. Not saying that how other people think and how other people cope and deal with things is wrong. That's just how I handle things. And I just kind of wanted to share that with you guys. So that way, I know a lot of you have been getting to know me throughout this process. And then that gives you guys just a little bit of more insight on me, Rachel, as the person. I just, like I said, I wasn't always like this. Don't get me wrong. I wasn't always like this. The old Rachel probably would have been cussing people out left and right and all of that, but that's growth. And that's my growth as a woman, that allows me to take things in and stay optimistic about the process, stay optimistic about just everything, and just stay positive through it. Because, it does absolutely nothing for us when we get worked up and get angry and do all of that mess. It does nothing. So when you realize that, then you do better. So it's almost like, what's that saying? If you knew better, you do better. There you go. So anyway, let's get into the questions, since I've gotten that out. So I wrote them down. I'm like out of my element. I'm in this recovery house. So the first question: is there a weight requirement to be a Duran doll? Yes, and yes. It's not technically a weight requirement. It's a BMI requirement, which is technically a weight requirement. BMI, I did a video on that prior. If you want more information in regards to what a BMI is and all of that, I asked you, go back, pull up that video. The video is actually titled BMI Requirements in Hemo, I think. But yeah, the BMI is based off of your weight and your height. That video goes more into depth on the BMI, and Duran's BMI requirement is a 33. So I know there was rumors that it's a 30, it's a 32, it's a 33. I don't know where all these rumors get spread that it's less than or whatever. It's 33. And then also for surgical, I believe it's surgical coordinator that's out there giving people quotes and stuff and telling people to lose weight, please do not listen to them. If your BMI is under a 33, Duran will accept you. That coordinator did the same thing to me. I sent her, my information, and she told me I needed to lose 10 pounds. But if I would have lose 10 pounds, I would have been way under the BMI requirement. So I was like, well, that doesn't make sense to me. And then they never responded. So again, do not pay attention to surgical coordinator. They do that to everybody. I've seen it in groups. I've commented under people's posts in groups, like, don't listen to them. Go through somebody else. Because it's not that particular, she's not, no. As long as you're under 33, you're good. Okay, next information. Share my coordinators. Okay, so I mentioned this before in one of my other videos, how I ended up coordinating my surgery with Duran, because I got a couple different quotes from a couple different coordinators. I ended up just coordinating it through my recovery house. So Jules is my representative here at Healing Haven. She actually delivered the deposit for me and all of that, and coordinated the entire process for me. Now, for some of you dolls that are interested, I actually spoke with Jules the other day, and we're gonna kind of partner on some stuff to see, because there's so many of you guys that are having a problem getting quotes from Duran. Me and her are going to get together and try to figure out some type of solution where we could partner, and you guys can come to me and then I can get it to her, and we can make sure that the dolls that are wanting quotes from Duran, from Duran, we can get those to you. But just give me a little bit of time on that process of it. In the meantime, if it's something that you want immediately, I have left Jules' contact information under one of my previous videos in regards to like the recovery house. So if you look up the video that I have talking about my recovery house, Jules' contact information is under there. So if you're in immediate need to get a quote, you can contact Jules. If you can wait a little while, I will announce it when me and her completely, or her and I, excuse me, I keep saying me and her. Her and I completely come together and figure out, how we're going to do this. I'll make an announcement to let you guys know, like, hey, you guys can reach out through me and I can help you get the quotes. So that's just something I'm working on right now. It's still in the early stages, and that's why I can't truly give you guys that information. But again, if you're needing it now, contact Jules. Okay. Does the oxygen cover, does the insurance cover a portion of the oxygen chamber? Was that in my experience? No, it did not cover any part of my oxygen chamber. I have heard rumors that it did, but I think the fact that I had the disadvantage of not speaking Spanish and I'm down here using Google Translate, some of that stuff just kind of goes, with the wind. And to be completely honest, like trying to explain that to somebody, go through all of that, it just honestly, I was up to here with things, and I was just like, here, and I paid it. Overall the chamber cost me $75 per session. I did 3 sessions, so $225, and then the gas money is not a big deal. But my insurance did cover my second surgery. I did not come out of anything out of pocket for that second surgery. Anesthesia, labs, nothing. So my insurance did pick up there. So it does cover something, but it didn't cover any of the oxygen chambers, and also any of the other dolls that I've met since I've been here that have went to the oxygen chamber. They've all paid for it out of pocket as well. Nobody has been able to use insurance to pay for that. Okay. Next question. When I go home, will I have support? Yes. Well, yes and no. So yes, when I leave the DR, I will have support because I return back to my home state. And I will stay there for a little while until I feel comfortable enough to go back to where I currently reside, which is going to be by myself. I'm not, too messed up about it. To be honest, each day I feel better. Like the first couple days, first week, and all of that, everything was rough. But now I'm feeling pretty doggone good. Like today, I woke up. I got my little routine going on here. I wake up. She feeds me breakfast. After she feeds me breakfast, we get the massage going, get my hygiene and all that stuff together. And once I get my hygiene together, girl, I turn my Beyonce on in my earbuds. And I have like a whole little concert here, get my mood right, my energy right, and I'm good. And yeah, like that's my little routine. And then after that, I kind of come in here, I fiddle with some stuff that maybe I need to fiddle with, and things that I need to attend to, conversations I need to have with people or whatever. Wait till lunch, I eat lunch, and then after I eat lunch, I take a damn nap. So, that's the one thing I probably am going to miss when I got to go back to the real world, is the fact that I ain't going to be able to get these naps like I'm getting now. So, yes, I will have support. Next question. How many massages am I having in the DR? I purchased a total of 14. I will be using all 14. It kind of worked in my favor because, my surgery got pushed back initially. So I thought I wasn't going to be able to use all 14 of my massages. But when the surgery got pushed back, and then I also had to extend my days, that evened it out. So I will receive one massage a day. Up until the day I actually leave. So Friday is when I actually leave, and I will get up, I'll do my normal routine, get my massage and my hygiene together, and then I'll catch my flight because my flight leaves at 2. So yeah, so that's how many massages I'm having over here. And then when I get to the States, I haven't quite decided how many massages I'm going to do, just because there is a huge price difference in the cost of massages in the States opposed to over here. But I'm also going to look into some other resources, because I was told that I could possibly get my medical insurance to pay for some of my lymphatic massages. So I'm going to do some digging and some research on that. And of course, if I find that loophole, I'm going to share that with you all, so that way you guys know when you go through your journey. So next question. Will I require wound care when I get back to the States? Hold on. Hey. Perfect.
Yeah,
Okay. Oh, that worked out perfect. Oh, yeah, they got plenty of them. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it, lady. Oh, you can keep this, lady. You can keep this. Yeah, you keep this. Thank you. Okay, sorry, y'all. That was lady bringing in my little products. Let me give y'all a little explanation on that. So because I ended up having to stay, pads. Make sure you bring enough dang on pads. Because I had to stay longer, I ended up running out of pads. So I ended up having to buy more, which is what she just delivered. And then also I had to get some more Chuck's pads. That's what this is. Some more regular pads. And then that's another thing. I started my dang on period. So these, how great is that, right? So yeah, it's crazy because I started my period I ended my period right before I came here, and then I just started it again, about to be heading home. But I guess it makes sense because I've been here like since the 2nd, and my last period ended the Thursday before I came. So I mean, it's on time. It didn't come early. I know I did some research before with a couple other dolls. Like they were saying that it threw their cycle off. My cycle did not get thrown off. That wasn't a question anybody asked, but I just threw that out there. My cycle did not get thrown off due to the surgery. My cycle was on time, so worked out perfectly. Okay, so let me set this over here. Okay. All right. So okay, back to the questions. So, will I require wound care when I get back to the States? No. Because Dr. Duran fixed my wound, no, I don't have to look for wound care now. My wound is healing perfectly fine. It looks great. I actually like the way my stomach looks now better than I liked it when it was first done. And the reason that I say that is because the amount of stretch marks that I have now are way less than what it was the first time that she did it. So I like it this way better. I mean, yes, I got the extra cut going up and down the middle, but it works out because the amount of stretch marks that I was able to walk away with, opposed to what I had before. And I did not attach an updated video or updated picture of what my stomach looks like. So after this, at the end of this, I'll attach a picture to what my stomach looks like now. That way you guys can see after the procedure how it's looking and healing so far. I mean, I'm satisfied with it. I'm completely satisfied. So next question. Contact information for massages in the U.S. or the DR. Okay, so yeah, that's what the question was. Contact information for massages. I'm not sure what the person, like what location the person is referring to on wanting contact information for massages. So I wanted to re-ask a question and ask, are you asking for contact information for massages in the DR or contact information for massages in the US? I just need to specify that. In the DR, if you're wondering who I'm using the massage lady here at Healing Haven. She is not an independent massage therapist. She works here. She's exclusive to here. I don't think Jules will let her go anywhere. So with that being said, the only way you would be able to get massages from lady would be if you were to stay here. If you were going to use the same massage therapist that I'm using in the DR. Now, in the States, again, I have not decided on who I'm going with. I have a couple different referrals in the DFW area, but then I also have to find some in the Kansas City, Missouri area, which is where I'm going to first before I get to the DFW. So I got to find people in two different locations. So as I find those people and utilize those services, I will come on and update you guys for, any of you guys that are local to those areas that will be using those. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Okay, next, my eyebrows. Y'all are so funny. They horrible right now, as you can see. I need TLC. Like, I can't wait to get to the States. Like, I done already scheduled me a hair appointment. Like, I get in Friday, I'm taking this stuff down. Got me a hair appointment. My eyebrows need to be lined up. I need a whole rehab. I need a pedicure. I need a whole, like, mommy spruce up day. But anyway, my eyebrows. Y'all have asked many times, and thank you for all the compliments on my eyebrows. Yes, they are microbladed. Actually, this last time I did micro shading. So I've been having them microbladed for like 3 years now. I didn't have no eyebrows, y'all. So, and I'd have to do another video and kind of show y'all my eyebrows before the process opposed to now. So we started off with microblading. I did that for a couple years, and after a couple years with the microblading, you end up having to migrate over to the shading because there's only so many lines they can continue to add. And I like it. Even the shading, I was a little iffy at first because I was so used to the blading and I didn't want to change it. But once she did it, I like it. I only go once a year. Typically, I've only had to go once a year, and even at that once a year, it's only because it's my personal preference, because I feel like the ink is a little lighter than what I want it to look. But like I said, if y'all want more information seriously about the microblading and that process, I will do a video on that if y'all want to. Just let me know in the comment section and I will. But I don't want to take up too much time going over my eyebrows on this video when we talking about surgery. Next, my skin. That's another thing you guys have been asking me about. My skincare regimen. I used to have really, really bad acne as well. Bad acne, like bad, like craters, like hormonal, like horrible. So it makes me feel good when you guys give me compliments on my skin. Thank you, because I have worked really, really, really hard to get my skin where it is. So that is not a simple explanation on what I'm doing for my skin. I would have to do an entire video and show you guys my products and all of that. Make a long story short, I went to a dermatologist. Like, it was work. I put in work on this skin. And like I said, I'm proud of it, because if you could see where I came from, you would understand why I'm so, proud of it. So if that is also something that you guys want, in regards to my skincare regimen, I don't mind sharing. Just leave it in the comment section below. And when I get back home, I'll have to do that video, because I didn't bring all my products with me. Like, I'm winging it out here, and I'm like, Lord, please, I hope my skin don't jack up or go through some crazy reaction with me being away from all of my products. But I just didn't want to pack heavy like that and bring all of my different products down here to Kansas City. It just would have been way too much. So if that's a video you guys want, when I get back down to Texas, I will do a video on that and show you guys all the different stuff that I'm using and how I'm using it and so forth. Okay, next question. Where my friend got my stones from. So my friend got my stones from a place in Kansas City. It's a local shop in the Westport. The name of the place, the name of the place, sorry, is White Light. And it is in, like I said, Kansas City, Missouri. Anybody that knows that area and you know the Westport area, that is where it is located. Little small place. I'm going to do some research just to see if they got like a website or something like that where you could order from. But I'm sure, you know, if you're not local or whatever, I'm sure somewhere you stay has a place, something similar. You just might have to Google you know, energy stones, places to sell them, stuff like that, and you probably will find some in your area. Okay, next one. Did I have an overnight nurse at the hospital? Yes, I did have an overnight nurse at the hospital. Remember, I ended up having to stay at the hospital for 2 nights, because remember, the first night she didn't want to do me because she ended up, you know, overworking herself that day. So I had an overnight nurse for nothing the first night, and then the second night as well. The overnight nurse is supposed to be included in your recovery package. Mine was for 1 night, but not for the second night. So I ended up having to pay additional to have her there for the second night. So I hope that answers the question on that. So whatever recovery house you guys are booking at, double check and make sure that they are including an overnight nurse, and that's not something that you're going to have to pay for yourself. Also, for the dolls that are doing Airbnbs, that is something that you need to make sure that you pay for and that you find for your overnight stay in the hospital. You do not want to be in those hospitals without an overnight nurse, because most of those people in the hospital do not speak English. So your overnight nurse typically is bilingual, so they can kind of translate what the staff is saying to you and help you get through the process a little bit easier. But like I said, those people don't speak English. They're very short. They don't really have a lot of customer service, like the friendliness, like all of that is like missing over here. Like that, the hospitality, like you're not getting none of that. Now, your overnight nurse is probably going to be a lot more what you're used to in the States than what the staff is going to be like at the hospital. So if you want to feel a little bit of that, yes, get yourself an overnight nurse. How long was the actual surgery? Okay, so I don't know exactly. I have a ballpark because I know what time I went in when I left my phone. You know, when I actually got rolled up to the room and they started doing the anesthesiologist and all of that. And then when I woke up in the room and I was actually able to pick up my phone. So I can kind of give you like a window. They rolled me up for surgery. It was about 11 o'clock. I finally got to my phone. It was like 4. So I can't tell you how long the actual surgery part was, because you have to subtract time that it took for, you know, them to administer the medicine and actually get started. And then you also have to take into account the time that it took them to, you know, close me back up, wheel me back down, you know, do all of that, and me to wake up. So that's just something I can't answer. Sorry. Why DR over Colombia? Well, that's also something I've never looked into Colombia. So that's a question I really don't have an answer for. I personally don't know anybody that has been to Colombia. So I don't have any type of testimonies with anybody I know directly that has went to Colombia. Everybody I've known in my life has went to the DR. Yes, they've went to different doctors, but they've all went to the DR. So Colombia is new for me. Not saying that it's anything wrong with Colombia or anything. I just haven't done my research on Colombia. So I don't, discourage anybody from going over to Colombia. If you find the doctor that you like and you do good research on them, and, everything checks out to your liking and, what you want, then go for it. Don't take what I say and go to the DR based off of what I say. Do what you want to do, because at the end of the day, it's your body, it's your money, it's your decision. So I just personally didn't do the research on Colombia, and I've heard that they have some really good work over there. But me personally, I haven't done the work. I mean, I haven't done the research. So, is 8,000 too much for a BBL, tummy tuck, and a breast lift? This is a tricky question. I will say no. And the reason that I'm going to say no is because if the work that you're getting from this doctor is quality work, and this doctor, meets all your expectations in regards to safety, in regards to results and all of that, I don't feel like any price is too much to pay for quality work on what you want. Now, is that about average for most people? It's a little on the higher side, maybe like 1,000 more, if that's what maybe the question is. But if the doctor that you're looking at, if they deliver excellent results, got perfect reviews, you got a good vibe and all of that, then go for it. I mean, don't let $1,000 be the difference in you getting quality work or you trying to cut corners. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm saying that in the most respectful way possible. Pay for what you want. You get what you want. So no, I don't feel like it's too much. But if it's higher than average, yes, it is higher than the average person for a BBL, tummy tuck, and a breast lift. Yes, that's higher. Is 20 days, is a 20-day stay too much? I say no. The reason that I say no is because everybody's situation varies. You can't say, I'm going over here and I'm out in 7 days. You can say that, but what your body is going to allow is two different things. And that's the thing that I need a lot of you women to really take into account is don't rush the process. If you don't have the time to do it, then wait until you do have the time to do it. Because you rushing it only hurts you. It's not going to hurt your doctor. Because guess what? When you get off his table, he's made his money or she's made her money. You're the one that has to go home with these wounds. You're the one who has to heal. And if something goes wrong, you're the one that has to deal with it. So, no, I don't believe 20 days is too long. I don't believe any amount of time is too long for your health. So, I mean, me personally, I was only planning on being here a total of 16 days. I had came 2 days before surgery, and I was planning to stay 14 days after surgery. I still ended up having to extend that. So you do the math. 16 days, I still had to extend that 4 days. That's 20 days. I've been here for 20 days. I didn't originally plan to be here for 20 days, but I have been here. As of Friday, I would have been here 20 damn days. And let's sit here and let's think about this. If I was on this time crunch and I was like, you know what, I only got 10 days to give these people and that's it, I couldn't even imagine going home when I was 10 days at this point. Like, at 10 days, that would have not been an option. With my complication that came up and all of that, like the hiccup with being pushed back, like I was in no way, shape, form, or fashion ready to come home at that point. So be patient with yourself. Give yourself the time. Prepare for the what ifs, because they could possibly happen, and move accordingly. But no, I don't feel 20 days is too much. Okay, this next one about doctors in the DR taking credit cards. Okay, so I don't know any of them that do. I haven't done, much research on a lot of doctors, but just seeing in my surgery group, everybody wants cash. They all want cash over here. Nobody wants a credit card. You're going to have to bring cash. I know it's uncomfortable. We all have to do it. You'll be okay. I came over here with almost $10,000 in cash. It's okay. You'll be okay. Nobody's going to, beat you down and rob you. Stay in your lane. Of course, don't put your cash in your luggage. Don't put it in your carry-on. You put it on your body, and you guard it. Like you guarding your life. You keep it on you at all times. You get you a little safe. So when you are in the hospital, a little extra money, you lock it up. That type of stuff. I mean, it's like, honestly, girls are flying over here every day with cash. This is not something that's not common. This is not something that they are not used to seeing. It happens every day. This is how they make their money over here. This is how they eat. They eat off of us. So when they say bring cash, yes, bring cash. They not taking no card and all of that. Bring your cash. You'll be all right. How much time did I take off work? Okay. So you and I are, we're all not the same. None of us are the same. I personally took 8 weeks off. That's me. I'm not saying that I'm gonna need, I don't know. And I didn't want to be under the gun. I didn't want to be stressed. I didn't want to feel any pressure. I didn't want to rush my body. So I took 8 weeks. I took 8 weeks to start with, and at the end of that 8 weeks, I'll see how I feel to determine if I'm going back or if I'm not. But I took 8 weeks. That's me. I don't know what everybody's situation is like, and I'm not placing any judgment and saying because I took 8 weeks, you got to take 8 weeks. No, I know everybody's situation is different, and everybody's not able to do what I'm able to do, and vice versa, whatever. But that's what I did. That's why I said it took me a lot of time and preparation to get to this place so I could do things to my level of comfortability. I want it to be comfortable all the way around. Like I told y'all in one of the previous videos, this is a financial obligation. Do not underestimate it. Like, you got to give yourself even time to get back on track. So that's also something that you have to account for, that you could be losing money. You got to prepare for all of this stuff. Don't just save the surgery money and think that that's it. You got to think about the recovery, the money you're going to spend trying to recover, the time you're going to miss from work, all of that. So, just think about all of that stuff when you do this. Don't rush yourself. Don't rush your body. That's all I recommend. Okay, so we're down to the last 3 questions. Soto or Duran? Or Duran. I don't know why I like to call her Duran. Duran. I don't know much about Soto. I didn't do any research on Soto. So I can't answer that. I mean, of course, I'm going to go with Duran because that's who I just went with. And I don't have any information on Soto. So, unfortunately, that's a question, I can't answer for you. You're going to have to do your homework and go off of how you feel on that, sis. Because I haven't had surgery with Soto to really give you an experience. And even if I did do research, my research would only be based off of other people's research, which would be hearsay. Whereas the information that I would be able to give you on Duran would be based off of my personal journey, my personal experience. So can't give you that. Sorry. Next, how did I book my flight? I booked my flight through Delta. I downloaded the app on my phone, the Delta app, and I kept checking the flight prices. And when I was finally ready to book it, I called in. And the reason that I called in is because if you book your flight on the app, you cannot request wheelchair access. So you want to make sure that you call in and make your reservation so that way you can request the wheelchair access. And also, I booked the ticket, not the basic, but the cabin, where you're able to make alterations to it and also pick your seats. I felt like it was extremely important to be able to pick my seat coming back. So that way, like, I'm on an aisle, so I can get up, move around, and I'm not, like, bothering people on the inside, because, I mean, that's going to be a long flight for me having to try to sit. So I can get up, move around, and all of that. So that was one reason why I paid for the little bit. It wasn't like first class or anything, but it was like maybe like a $60, $50 difference in the price, to be able to have that and then also be able to make changes to it. But here goes the trick on that. Being able to make changes to it, typically it's like a $200 fee. But as long as you state that you are having to make the change due to a medical reason, they waive the fee. So when I had to call, and that's another question that it was, how was I able to change it? So when I had to call and tell them, that I needed to extend my stay here in the DR and I needed to change my flight and I wanted to avoid paying a penalty fee, I just told them like, hey, my surgery, I had a secondary surgery, and now I'm having to stay a little bit longer. And all they asked for was the hospital where the surgery took place and a contact phone number for my doctor. And I gave them my doctor's WhatsApp number because that's how I communicate with Dr. Duran and Castro. So I do it through WhatsApp. So I gave them that WhatsApp number, and then I gave them the name and address to the clinic where I had surgery. And that was it. It was simple. It was like, a little 15-minute phone conversation. She got me going, and it was a fair exchange. No, no nothing. So I didn't go through, like I said, any type of travel agent or any special place to book my flight. I went directly through Delta. How long am I staying? That was the last question. I've answered that already. Y'all know I'm leaving Friday. So I'm counting the days down. It's Tuesday, and I got Wednesday, Thursday, and I'm out of here Friday. Thank God, because like I told y'all, I'm ready to get back to the States and get my life together. Like, I feel like a dirty bum over here. So when I get back, I'm getting my whole life together, like, whole life. But yeah, so hopefully I didn't miss any questions. If I did, please comment those questions under this video. And then I will go in and I will pick up all the comments off of this video. And I will, do the same thing, write them all out so that way I can do a Q&A video and answer all the questions. And that way I don't miss anybody. And we'll just go from there with things. I'm trying to think. I know I got out pretty much everything that I wanted to talk about, but that's what it was. I wanted to thank you guys again. Like, I made sure that I at least, put a heart or a thumbs up or something on each and every one of your comments while I was going through my process, because of course I didn't have the time to like give you guys a physical, comment on each one. But thank y'all like so much from the bottom of my heart. Like, y'all don't know how much y'all support, y'all love, like y'all poured all that positive energy into me. And just to come from people that don't know you, and to just have that much positivity, good energy, just love, like that felt amazing. Like, you guys helped me, hold my head up strong throughout this process. Like, y'all helped me keep a good attitude with everything. Like, y'all prayers, all of that, man, it was appreciated. I thank all of you for that. Like, it makes me a little emotional because just to have this type of support system. I love y'all, man. To even not really know all of y'all, like, I love each and every one of y'all, and I appreciate everything. Like, don't ever think that I don't appreciate the things that you guys do for me as well. This is like a partnership, a sisterhood. I give and speak life into you, and it's reciprocal. You guys throw it back, and that's the type of vibe that I want to continue with this channel. I'm not gonna go ghost on you guys. I'm gonna continue to share as my body goes through changes. Everything that comes up, I'm going to continue to share with you guys, and we'll just keep this going. And I'll continue to be a support system for you guys. If you need anything from me, you have any questions, I'm here. Like I said, right now life is a little busy, so where some of you guys are maybe wanting some individual attention right now, it's hard for me to get to you. But life's gonna slow down, and it's gonna get back to normal, and then I'll be able to really give that to y'all. But I'm trying to do the best that I can right now to keep up with everybody, and answer whatever concerns and questions and whatever. So I'm gonna wrap this video up because this one was pretty long, and then I'll come out with another video probably in the next couple days. I'm trying to keep like every other day, couple day pace. I'm not trying to string you guys out too long, but I'm also giving myself enough to where I'm not overly working myself. But again, thank you, and you guys have a good one, and we'll talk soon.